But Yuri, what the fuck did you do this weekend? What's up?
Oh, okay. So so we had the 10 freeway has been burned down about I guess like 4 days ago at this point, and I don't want to go on my whole like little rant about Los Angeles politics and homelessness, all that stuff, but I did tell Blazzy that who is it, the mayor of Los Angeles?
Mayor of Los Angeles.
She went on air the other day. I didn't even know this. I was just talking to Traplo Ross the other night, and I was telling him about this because he didn't know. And I just pulled up a random video, and the video I pulled up has the mayor of Los Angeles doing a press conference. She says, she's like, there's no reason to assume that the homeless population in downtown LA has anything to do with this fire. Bro,
no, I
you're
disagree.
you have to be 3 years old to believe that. Like at this point, like I don't even understand what the fuck is going on with the mayors and the governors and all the shit's going on. But they're throwing things to shit. Anyways, the freeway got burned down. Potlord and I the other night we wanted to do a IRL stream where we go check it out because I've actually seen videos of people biking on the freeway.
Yeah,
they
saw those too.
Yeah, they just have like stop signs, but they don't have cops like blocking it off. So if you really wanted, you could like walk on it and do all. It's kind of a cool experience to be on it. It's also very dangerous because it could collapse any day now because it's like super destroyed or whatever. But there's been videos of people doing it. So I want to do a Potlord the other day. We wanted to park Potlord's car in your parking lot here, and when we parked it, I was like looking in the parking lot. I was like, wait, is that Blazzy's car? I'm like, wait a minute, there's everyone's car is here. I was like, what's going on? I was like, it's 9 p.m. People are still here. And then I see you fucking coming out. I was like, oh my God. I didn't, I know that this is like a working environment, so we obviously don't want to barge in on any random moment. We were literally just trying to park our car, but we see Blazzy coming outside. And also that's when you announce your sobriety and shit like that too.
Yeah, invited your ass in. We were doing a production meeting at that moment.
At 9 p.m., which is kind of surprising. I thought you guys were like out of here by 8 or something like that. Like, that was my assumption.
Nah, I'm a night owl. No, I'm not. But I be out here. I don't like leaving my office before 7. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to get as much done.
I feel that.
But yeah, that fire's something else. I mean, I just want to let y'all know, like it's not too far from like, my office, and that's kind of like an exit that affects my whole side of town, right? This whole area right here. And one thing I do gotta say, I just think that like the city needs to come around it and create new like just rules. Like they have like zoning rules for like apartments, which cities are allowed to have apartments, which ones aren't. Yeah, they need to have a rule on like which businesses should be able to be
around each other.
Yeah, what businesses should be active below a freeway, not a fucking pallet fucking yard.
It wasn't,
you know what I'm saying?
Do you want to hear something fucked up?
I think I heard the same story you heard.
It wasn't just pallets. It was like a bunch of like
cars.
Like carts for like people who sell corn and ice cream and all that stuff. And apparently it's not even a thing where it's like when it's an under freeway garage thing, it's kind of a thing where you talk to someone, you become homies with them, and you're like, yo, can I pay you X amount a month to like store my thing here? I'm sure that was kind of the situation that was worked out because apparently there was no insurance or no nothing.
I heard that there was
a lot of people lost a ton of money.
The story that goes is apparently the guy was like he's going broke, and he was subleasing the spot to 5 different people.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then that shit's just gone to shit, which I think the city's gonna sue his ass.
No, I was going to say, because they're saying we're looking for the guy who started this fire. Do you think that a normal person who works a job and pays their taxes went to the under the freeway pass and with a lighter and started a fire? No, guys, it's most likely 99.9999% one of the people living under the freeway who probably started a fire for warmth. It's been very cold in LA. Probably started a fire for warmth, got out of control, and it's
just tweaking.
It's a pallet yard over there.
Well, you also gotta remember how fires in like some of these encampments get started. One, some of these some of the transients will like, they'll kill each other. You know what I mean? They'll set somebody else's camp on flames. Yeah. But what people forget, it's like, with the fentanyl epidemic and shit, it's like you need torches to smoke pills. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those,
lighter.
A lot of those tents have butane tanks and shit like that. And that's how you get a lot of those fires and explosions.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel you though. You're right.
Yeah. So And this isn't the first time that yard in particular has caught on fire. I
Really?
mean, there's usually a fire on this side of town like once every 2-3 months, you know?
I was gonna say, ever since that fire has started, every other small fire is going viral now because everyone's like, "Oh no, another one of these." But it's like Blazzy said, these are actually happening all the time. You know what I mean? It's like, especially since the encampments have been blowing up.
Yeah, because Skid Row kind of like trails along that 10 freeway. You know, like once you go out of it, you enter South Central and Vernon. But right before you get into it, you're in a weird area where it's like, yeah, you have Skid Row, you know, a place kind of between 4th Street and about like Olympic, and then between Olympic and Washington, you have like this undisclosed area where it's just businesses and open factories, but you have a bunch of RVs around this neighborhood.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? And it's just like it's the Skid Row outcasts. Who just like flip copper and like break into buildings. These are my neighbors.
And that's still like Cadillac converters.
That's like the better living Skid Row. There's Skid Row, which is like super like off the streets. You know what I mean? Like you're picking up cans. And then there's the RV living, which is like you're selling copper. You know what I mean? Like you got a little barbecue.
That's really that's really the business on this side of town. Like this part of the 10 freeway. You know, once you get towards like, you know, I think if I should be an expert in homelessness, but
I was about to say, you guys
no, you should not, because we disagree on a lot of stuff,
bro. Niggas be selling scrap metal and shit. Like,
well, no, definitely they stole my Ring camera 3 times this year for its metals inside.
Every time there's a Ring camera here, nigga, I walk up the next week and it's gone.
Yeah, bro. You know what's funny though?
I think we're targeted.
There's literally Blazzy's Ring camera and there's the neighbor's Ring camera,
and that one's always there.
Every time they get yours, and I told Blazzy, I was like, after the second time, I would have talked to the neighbors and been
when
like,
they do it,
bro,
they're like, it's nothing personal.
I think the assistant, my assistant just cussed them out one time. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And like, and then I think this fool just got him pissed, and now like the homeless people hate us. But
I would have like asked the neighbors at this point, like, hey, what brand is that Ring camera cover? Cause
nigga, they have the exact. It looks
no,
like
it's theirs
verbatim.
is like metal. His is like plastic.
Yeah, like we taped our
like
shit together.
Well, that's why they keep just ripping your shit out.
On God, right? But you know, I just want to say that, you know, if you want to get to a more literal perspective of Skid Row, you want to go on like Fifth and San Pedro.
Yeah,
you know, that's where you get to the Missions.
In between
Little Tokyo and the Fashion District.
Yeah, in between like 6th to like
4th.
2nd. Yeah.
If you want
once you get to 4th, you call that Skid Rokio.
No, literally, that's
Skid
like
Rokio.
That's where a restaurant's called Escondi. It's on San Pedro and 4th, and that's the borderline. Because
that's
you gotta
disgusting.
remember,
I would not eat at a restaurant.
and
right
even
there.
if you want to look at like downtown Los Angeles, right from the left of Skid Row, you have the Diamond District. From the right of Skid Row, you have the Arts District, which is like becoming gentrified.
And there's the Flower District.
South is South Central, and north is Little Tokyo. So it's becoming like it's imploding, you know. And what they ended up doing to most of these buildings in the Skid Row area, they ended up making them for housing. And you go to those areas, it's like the most fucked. They look like fucking like
this nigga's really a LA historian. It's fucking insane. That's why he's like, I'm a die in LA. I'm never gonna leave.
In a way, but
sure.
we've argued about like our like, you know, differences like on opinion on like what's going on with LA with the homeless issue and like
I just think
what they're doing to take care of it. You always attack me with the you should just not care about it because there's nothing you could do about it.
That is kind of true.
That's what you always say.
It starts at home. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It really does.
How's the homeless problem?
That's ironic, right?
Start at home.
Because look, bro, you don't find out. I'm acting like it's WWE. Look, you don't know it. You don't know.
Just grab them like.
It really comes from family trauma and drugs at the house.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Those two factors really affect somebody's life.
And like people really don't understand that like mental health is a really big part of why a lot of people ended up. I didn't even actually touch it.
I thought it was like a basketball game. I tried to throw it over.
And you put yourself in a dark place. Like I was watching this podcast and somebody shared it. It's like, you know, to be homeless, it's like how many strikes do you have to be with all your loved ones to not house you no more?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people have just fucked up family dynamics. I promise.
You know what's crazy, dude, is I actually know a couple examples
I doubt
of
it.
Bro,
because look, they have little housing. They have housing options, but you're not. They have curfews. You can't be there after.
But look, I'm just saying you can't give a general blanket statement like that. There's some people that don't have family or their family situation is fucked up.
It's a very small percentage. You see it mainly in East LA, and like areas outside of Skid Row. Because once you leave Skid Row and you start going to suburb homelessness, those are people that are from those communities that just got down bad. Like you go to East LA, you see a lot of old people who are homeless right now because they truly don't have like all their family members are either out the country or they're dead. You know what I mean?
Type shit.
That's true.
But once you get to Skid Row, it's like you got to consider that they have these housing programs available for you, but they have tight rules where you're not allowed to have any lighters in the building. You have to turn yourself in by 7 p.m. There's curfew laws.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to play ball with that shit, then they send you to the street. And it is a free way of living. And when I was like 16, 17, I was in a little token. I was talking to this homeless lady, and she was telling me like, yeah, they grabbed me from fucking Las Vegas and they brought me here.
Who's they?
Do you see what's going on?
The police. They ship them over here to Los Angeles.
Bro, you guys see what's going on in New York right now? So a bunch of immigrants, I think, I forgot from where. I think it's not Israel, but like it's out of country. It's like not in our country, or it's like not.
You're talking about
North
Venezuela.
America. No, it's not. I don't think it's Venezuelan people either. But it's like basically in New York, there's like a bunch of immigrants coming through.
It's Venezuela because Title 42.
And New York is like hitting this like cap point. And so what New York government has approved is New York is now doing this thing where they're like, all right, we're gonna house you for 30 days if you're single, 60 days if you're married and have a kid, right? And after that, you're getting a free plane ticket back to where you came from, because they're like, we can't physically, they're like, you're gonna die in our streets. We have no house.
So what happened was Biden approved Title 42 like last year, and like the last day, the cutoff was like sometime in the summer. And the story goes that there was somebody in Venezuela, there was just like some fake news that like, oh, if you go to the border they'll accept you. So what you had was a bunch, an influx of homeless people.
That's not fake news, that's true.
That's very true. There's hella documentaries about it. If y'all want to find out more information about it, search us specifically El Paso, Texas, because like they have before and after clips of like how streets used to look before, and like it's just all filled with people now.